What's up, guys? It's Nate, and this is my previous week of training. It's a little late because I was on vacation of sorts, but there you go. Starting off with bench, I'm rotating my lifts around, so you may see different starting lifts each week, but that 225 flew, and then I hit 245 here. Form felt okay. Strength was there for sure. Form could have been better, but it always can. Here's 195 for a 5x5. This is my last set. It just felt really good. This was after, I think it was after work one day. So I was more warmed up physically. Mentally, I was a little out of it. Still went really well, though. I will take that 245 PR, and you'll see later on in the week. Actually, you might not see it on here. But I hit a 250 PR as well. So basically adding 7.5 pounds. Oh, there. 7.5 pounds to my bench in a week. And then he had me screaming here and doing a 480-pound farmer walk, or frame carry. So that's pretty insane. I have never touched those numbers. The most I've ever done on any kind of carry is 420 pounds, and it was not from 50 feet. So anyway, here's squats. Last week, first session back, really felt like trash, moved like trash. And I remembered that I was doing the whole thing beltless. Now, typically, when I was prepping for my meet, I would put on a belt around my 275 warm-up, and sometimes even on a 225. So the fact that I hit 315 beltless at all is a huge success, and this 250 for a 5x5, I think, huge success, both of them. So beltless high bar PR also. So anyway, moving on to some strongman stuff here. This felt like even more trash. It was just not a great training day in terms of numbers, but I felt so much better psychologically after getting through these car deadlifts, especially since this is also a weight I've never touched on car deadlifts. 300 for 3 reps in 60 seconds. Just because of the leverages, the way that the weight is way out in front of you, it's not really comparable to like a conventional deadlift, the ones that I normally do. It's just more quad dominant. Probably the closest thing to it is like maybe like a trap bar, hex bar deadlift, whatever you call it. But even so, the weights are to the sides of you then, so it's not it's a completely different feel. A lot more quad dominant, a lot more upper back involvement, and I was also trying to keep my back neutral, which I didn't quite succeed at all the time, but I got those 3 reps out. Straps were cutting into my hands. Whatever. It will get better. Mark my words by competition time. Anyway, overhead pressing is something I've been focusing on a lot recently. I need to gain strength here, and I need to gain mobility as well, but I think that comes with getting myself in this position more. So I did 110 for a 5x5 after maybe a 135 strict PR. I'm trying to be very, very strict about this and only use my upper body. But anyway, moving pretty fast through this stuff here. More strongman. 450 pounds on a sled pull for 60 feet. Approximately. You know, I think the whole length of this is 70, so that's about it. I didn't go all the way. But what I'm trying to do here is mimic a truck pull of some kind. And I know I'm doing something right because I'm falling all over the place, just like the professional strongmen that do truck pulls are. So I'll continue to work on this, build up my quad and calf strength and endurance. It's more about endurance than anything. So anyway, yeah, deadlifts here. I'm trying to remember what I did. 365, I think that was just the last warm-up, and then I hit 405. The point is that I'm deadlifting with a much more neutral spine now, and I'm not being as explosive on purpose. I'm actually like stiff-legging it more, right? Using a lot more hamstrings and glutes than I was leading up to and during the meet. I was really just kind of rounding my back over and, you know, just ripping it off the floor, which worked to a certain extent, but I don't really want to go higher than that in weight and have that kind of form. I'd rather step back a little bit, build my way back up, and then be confident in my form going into it. So anyway, here's set number 2 of my back downs, being very humble with the weight selections here. So 335 for it was supposed to be for like a 4 or 5x5, but I think it was just 2 or 3 sets. I am auto-regulating, which means I am deciding how much volume I do in a day, how many sets and stuff like that. But pretty much the only thing I'm regulating is sets. And the weight is just regulated by how much I can hit for my daily max. It's all dependent on how I feel on a certain day. This 215 Atlas stone, I've gotten it before plenty of times now, but nothing was special about this. I was just getting it again after a very long session. I was very tired at this point, and you know, it's just less of a big deal for me now. So anyway, I'm including powerlifting, strongman, and a calisthenics type event or exercise in every single workout now. So at the end of this one, I did something I haven't done in a while, which is leg raises, and I got 50 total. 25 in a set, 15 and 10 or something like that. Anyway, here's my 250. Very, very clean PR for me. Really not much of a grind. Oh, and then an out of focus back down set. Perfect. I forgot this was here. But 210 for 5. The fact that 210 pounds was my max bench. About a year and 9 months ago, I believe I measured it. And now I'm repping this for 5. You know, I did it for a 4x5, which is insane. It's insane for me to think about. And bench has been feeling really good, I'm going to say. Pressing overall, definitely. I don't know what I'm doing here. Don't mind me. But bench pressing especially has been feeling really good post-meet. And I'm just going to roll with it. I'm not going to question it too much. So anyway, here's more competition practice for strongman. This is how they're going to have it set up in competition. Now, the last event, stone to shoulder, I'm not quite sure how they're going to do this. I'm going to call them and ask soon here. But we're going to have a log, a heavy log, a heavy axle, both to clean and press. And then I believe on the website, on the information form, they said a shoulder stone. But I'm not sure if that means we're shouldering a stone or if we're pressing a stone. Pressing is going to be a lot harder if we do that. But I was able to shoulder this 175-pound stone. That is a huge milestone for me, so to speak. It felt okay, actually. I mean, it felt like death, but it moved okay. I'm looking jacked there, if I do say so myself. Yeah, and then on to squats. This is the last day I have to show for you guys for this last week. Again, like I said, I know it's late, but I am going to try to be more on time with things. In the future, I'll get you another video out this Saturday or Sunday from this week of training. I'm just looking forward to getting more involved in my own training. Really, as I was coming up to the meet, I was so focused on, you know, just doing the work, right? But at this point, it's more worth it for me. I'm about 14 to 15 weeks out from my strongman comp. It's worth it for me to experiment a little with what works for me, right? So I'm going back to an old style training that I used to do, with kind of descending sets throughout cycles, you know, starting with 5s, moving to 10s, moving to 15s, moving to 20s. So you will see some higher rep work for me as well. It's not all this kind of strength-based type thing. So a lot to look forward to here. I really want to kind of revamp the format of my videos and give more information, useful information to you guys as well. So look forward to it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.